What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all having a great day. So today I'm gonna be hanging up in my two sons' room, my 5-year-old, my 2-year-old. I'm gonna be hanging up their TV on the wall right behind me. As you can see, I already have it marked off where I have to drill at, and then it should just be a piece of cake. I did have them a dresser here, but my 2-year-old would love to pull the drawers out and then stand in them to get up to watch the TV. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hang the wall here, and then I have the mount that I bought off of eBay. Real simple, a lot cheaper than Best Buy. It's only like a 30-inch TV, and I don't know, it's either a 27-inch or a 32-inch, so it's not an expensive TV. So I bought a cheap mount off of eBay, because Best Buy, they want, like, the cheapest one they have is like $80, and I'm not spending $80 on a mount for my 5-year-old's room. So I got that. I already have. I'm gonna go in first with the small, and then I'm gonna go in with the big one. And here's the box that it came in. So, and it's for 14 to 55-inch TVs, so not too bad, universal. And it came with, the things, the screws that go into the wall, plus the anchors that once I drill the holes in the wall, I'll push the anchors in the wall, and then screw that in there, and then hook the TV up to it once it's already on the wall, guys. So, without further ado, I'll get right into it. So, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna set up my phone right here. Put my glasses on so I can see. So, we got the hole here, and hole here. So, let's go ahead and do a little small drill just to get a hole started. That way, you don't want to go in with the biggest drill bit, because you'll start to walk and you won't get a precise hole. So that's why you want to start with a very small drill bit. And I didn't do any measurements from wall to wall to get an exact center. It really doesn't matter. It's just my kid's room, so. Let's go do the bottom one first. Okay. Do this top one here, the top right one. And then the top left one. And since there are no studs right here, that's why we have the anchors. The anchors will make it stronger. Alright, so now, I'm gonna go in with this size. Now it's probably gonna be bigger than this, but I wanna do the smaller one just in case. Because if you do the hole too big, then it's too late. So you always wanna go a little smaller. And this may be it, I don't know. But, because there was no instructions on sizes I need to use. So I'm just going off of my eyesight. So if you go smaller, you can always go larger, but if you go larger, you can't go any smaller. You always want to go slow so you don't mess nothing up. Alright. The bottom one. The top one. Pulled out a little bit of insulation. Yep, I got insulation. That's good. Nasty. Alright, let me get one of the anchors and see if it's big enough. It's probably not going to be big enough. And you know what? I think it is. I have to just press it in. Let's see if I can push it in with my hand, or I might have to use some kind of tool to push it. Yeah, let me try to tap it with Phillips. tap it with this crescent wrench and see if it'll go in. Yeah, it's going in perfectly. So this size is, so let's see what size this is. It's a 3/8. So 3/8 is perfect. Oh, and what it didn't come with were the bolts that connect the bracket to the back of the TV. So for a Samsung TV, for this one specifically, I had to go to Home Depot and buy these. I had to buy 4 of these. They were only like $3 a piece, and these are M8 1¼ by 25 millimeters. So M8 1¼ by 25. So you gotta get 4 of these to mount to the TV, because the box, the hardware that I got off eBay didn't come with these. So this is perfect. So I'm pushing it with my hand. And there we go. Alright. Awesome, awesome. I got the other 2 in my pocket. Tap this in. There we go. That's a really, really snug fit. So 3/8 is the size drill bit you want to use. But you want to go small first. Get a small hole in there, that way you don't walk it. I'm glad I didn't use that bigger size. I would have screwed myself. All right. That's a very, very snug fit. I'm happy I did that. All right. So now, I take the 3. You could either use a Phillips, or this looks like maybe a 12 millimeter socket, or it's either a 10 or a 12 millimeter socket. And I'm going to take this and put it on the wall. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a Phillips. I'm going to use a handheld Phillips, because you don't want to use, on something like this, that where you're not tapped into a stud, you don't want to use a drill bit, because you could over torque it and it'll spin. So it's not a good idea to use a Phillips on a drill. You always want to do this type of stuff by hand. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright. Hand tight is perfect. It doesn't need to be over torqued, because my 2-year-old can't reach this anyway, so. And my 5-year-old, he knows better to pull on stuff. Well, you would think, alright? Tell you what, if you don't feel like overspending money on stuff at Best Buy or anywhere, go to eBay, man. This thing was only like $35. With shipping, you know. Not too bad. I love eBay. Alright. That is nice and sturdy, honestly. Alright, so I put my TV up to this earlier, and I think I don't need these extra brackets. So I think I'll be able to just go off of what's on this backing plate by itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these little hands off of here. It's just a nut and a bolt with a washer. So I'm gonna, yeah, put these on here. I'll put these back in the box. I may need them, but I don't think I do. But we'll find out shortly. Yep, eBay is the way to go, man. I mean, some things you kind of don't want to get off of eBay, like certain types of electronics, off-brand kind of stuff. Stuff like this, there ain't no reason to pay $80 for one of these for a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old's bedroom, you know. There ain't no reason whatsoever to overspend money on things that you don't need to spend money on. Hopefully I don't need these. Hopefully I'm not taking these off for no reason. It should line up though. I'm gonna grab the TV with the 2 of the M8s that I bought from Home Depot, and then slap this bad boy up there. I should have cleaned off the TV better. I vacuumed the back of it, but I should have. I'll clean it once it's up there. It's no big deal. This TV can't weigh no more than 10 pounds at the most. So I'm going to extend this out some. Oh, I do it right there. And this thing swivels out like this and back. And this backing plate itself actually spins as well. So you can adjust this thing however. The only thing you can't do is you can't tilt. You can swing it left and right. You just can't do it vertically. You can do it horizontally, but you can't do it vertically. Alright, let's see. See if these holes do line up. Yeah, it looks like they line up perfectly, actually. Let me do the top. Let me do the top too. I don't know why I'm doing the 2 left ones. Alright. Look at that. No hands. I just had the top 2 in. Now I have to tighten them down, of course. But let me get the bottom 2. Alright. Bottom 2. Where is my crescent wrench I had? Here it is. And I'll show y'all the back. I'll show y'all what I'm doing on the back. Those 2, and then the bottom 2. See how I didn't need those arms, those other arms that attach to it? That's it. And then I'm gonna play with it and get side to side, make sure everything's good to go. That'll be it, man. It did come with washers, little spacers. Let me see. So it came with these spacers because it does look like there's a gap. I'll show you so you can see what I'm talking about. There is a gap in and the mount because these M8 bolts I bought from Home Depot are slightly a little bit longer. Let's see if it can focus. If you can see that gap at the top. Now I may be able to put this spacer. So let me try that real quick. And it'll fill that gap. But these spacers might be too thick. I don't know. No, they're not too thick. Okay, great. That's what I'll use. I shall use the spacers. Perfect. And then I'll show you all what it looks like when I'm done with these spacers that I'm putting on the bolts, the M8 bolts. You don't want to over tighten these because it's like a soft aluminum. So if you over tighten it, you're just gonna strip the threads on the back of the TV. I'm not gonna strip these threads. Just strip the threads on the back of the TV. Because all it took was like 2 turns and it tightened. Alright. That's it. I'll show you all the spacers I put on there. See the little black spacers? That way it filled that gap. Because if I didn't put the spacers on there, the TV would rock on the back of this plate here. Because there was too much play in it. But as you can see, it don't move. I mean, what can you expect from from $30, $40 off of eBay? But I mean, as long as your children aren't pulling on this thing, I think it's good to go. I'm gonna tighten these on here just to make sure real quick. Just to make sure that's tight. Yeah, it's tight. All right. That's it. Make sure the Phillips heads are good. That's it. Perfect. And actually, I might leave it like that right there because they lay in bed and they watch TV. But I can do what I want, basically. Does this thing swivel side to side? Oh, it does. I gotta tighten that. Oh, and I can do this. I can make it flush against the wall. Nice. Perfect. Looks like a damn professional did that, huh? Look at that. Here's the cord to the TV. Now what I'm gonna have to get is they sell. I gotta buy that off eBay too. They sell the things where you cover up these cords. I guess it's just like a plastic thing you put on there, and it makes it look seamless. And I'll just paint that the way the cover of it's blue. But for right now, it's fine like this. Yep. I'm gonna unplug that way I don't get copyrighted. But there you go. What's it been, 21 minutes? Perfect. You can move that thing out to the wall, cock it any kind of way. You can actually turn it like that. So, alright, well, that's my video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. It did come with a little couple extra things. I'm not sure what these are for, but I didn't need them. That's it, man. Hope y'all liked the video. Hit that like and subscribe button. Helps the algorithms, and I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.